Hello, Spooky Pals. I'm DJ.
And I'm Paul.
And this is Crypts and Corks, a brand new paranormal comedy, vintner sommelier podcast.
Ooh, those were some SAT words, some big words.
I don't even know if they're SAT words. Actually, if my French teacher from high school ever listens to this, she's going to beat me up because I said sommelier rather than sommelier. Madame, if you're listening, yes, I forgot pretty much all of my French. But yeah, welcome to our little paranormal podcast where we I tell ghost stories and Paul tries to make me laugh.
It's really going to be a party. It's going to be a fun time, I promise.
A little bit of background. I actually came up with this Paul and I are best friends. We've been best friends for 2 years now. After we went on a grinder date and he stood me up.
You know, it happens to the best of us.
It's fine. As he has told me multiple times, he was in a bad place in his life and he grew and we've grown into something special.
Yeah, now we're best friends and we share a love for alcohol and the paranormal.
Yes. We're both very spiritual. I consider myself a Christian spiritualist. I do believe in Christianity, but I also do believe in magic, and I do tarot cards, and I visit Reiki masters and psychics. And Paul, what's a little bit about your belief system?
So a little bit about my beliefs. So I would consider myself spiritual. I believe in a oneness. I believe basically there is a God or whatever, but I also believe in ghosts and demons and fairies and all the spooky stuff. I am a big believer in all that stuff. I love all of that stuff, but also I'm not afraid to get a little scientific with things. I can be a little skeptical, a little skeptic. I feel like everyone should have a little skeptic in themselves. So while I have my hippy-dippy, otherworldly parts to me, I definitely also have my scientific mind as well. And I feel like that was my Miss America pageant answer to that question.
Miss, I don't want to dox you, Miss Maryland, which is a joke that we just came up with this morning. Thank you so much. Now smile and wave at the judges. Mm-hmm. Elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist.
Well, I got some other things I can do with my wrist other than wave.
Oh my God.
That's for later in the podcast.
So Paul is my friend. He is my colleague, not even in the podcast, but we also work in the same establishment, which shall remain nameless.
Yep, just know that we are corporate sellouts.
And if anybody from work happens to find this and starts listening, we love our job and we are very dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But back to the background. So I actually came up with the name of this podcast years ago with a different friend with whom I had a little falling out. But Paul was really on board for the idea, and we ended up molding it to meet our own needs. And so welcome to this hell of a wild ride that it's going to be.
I know. It's going to be a party. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to get spooked, and I'm also excited to make you cringe, make you laugh, maybe make you cry a little bit, maybe even make you a little wet.
Oh my God. Speaking of excited, so I have our first of what I've decided we're going to call paranormal pairings, which is the drink of choice for today. And today, since it's our pilot and our very first time recording I have a wonderful Martini and Rossi Asti champagne. Well, I guess it's a sparkling white wine because it is not from the Champagne region of France. It's Italian. So now we're gonna have a nice little
ASMR.
Oh, jeez! I'm so sorry to our listeners in case I blew your
mind. All right, let's get this. Oh, pour it next to the microphone. Give him a little.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pour. Paul's not drinking this week due to personal reasons, so I'm gonna pour mine because he's only having a sip. But we want the ASMR.
Do you feel tingly?
I hope you can hear the bubbles.
All the right places.
And then we're just gonna do. Is that enough?
Yep, that's
Okay.
good for me. All right. Get your drink at home, y'all, and let's cheers.
We'll pause.
Whoa, pause. Yep, while y'all get your drink at
Have
home.
we'll pause, you pause. Okay, welcome back. You have your drink. All right, cheers. All right, Paul.
Ooh.
So normally I would tell you a story, but this is the pilot, and I don't want to get bogged down in the story because I wanted to introduce ourselves to our spooky pals.
Awesome. Sounds
But
great.
now that we've sort of introduced ourselves and you all have experienced the chaos that is our life, we're going to play a game of Would You Rather, because this is like a slumber party. And I have 6 Would You Rather questions for you, Paul. And
ready.
I wrote all of these in my pajamas in my bed this morning, so Paul has no idea what I'm about to ask him, so all of his reactions are going to be live and true. Paul, are you ready?
I'm very ready. Let's get to it.
Okay, and I do have these handwriting, and I write in this cursive chicken scratch, so please forgive me if it takes me a couple minutes to read my own handwriting. So, question 1. Paul, would you rather Abe Lincoln's ghost watch you shower or a pig demon whispered to you while you slept?
Ooh, depends. Because, like, a lot of men watch me shower, so I'm kind of used to that. But, like, what would he be whispering, first of all? Would he, like, saying nothing? Or is he, like, giving me, like...
Well, considering it's a pig demon, and I'm directly taking this Jody the pig demon from Amityville Horror, it's probably going to be something along the lines of, I'm going to kill you and all your family.
You know what? That reminds me of home, so that one.
Okay, but I mean, Abe Lincoln, 16th president of the United States, freer of the slaves, won the Civil War, and I mean, you love a tall man.
I do. Okay, give him a little show. He worked for it. Why not? He's president. You know what? I'll take them both.
Okay, we have a both. Okay, question number 2. Would you rather a magical talking mongoose lived in your walls, or if Bigfoot carried you off for a 10-mile hike and left you there?
Oh, girl. Well, I'm not sure what a mongoose is.
It's like a ferret. It's like a ferret.
Being carried away by a big, strong man, I'm gonna have to go with Bigfoot there, and then I'll get skinny on the way back. Win-win.
Okay, question number 3. Would you rather your ding-dong was probed by aliens or get a hickey from a werewolf?
Ooh.
Now, I am going to add a caveat here. If the werewolf is giving you a hickey, there is a chance she just, like, bites your neck off and severs your head.
Ooh, jeez. That one's a tough one, okay? Because, again, hairy men, that's, like, kind of like a thing, you know? So I guess I'm gonna have to go with the werewolf, you know? Yeah, and also I'm afraid of heights, so I don't want to get abducted. The heights aren't my thing, so definitely the werewolf.
Okay, Mr. Wolf. Going along with that, it's funny we were talking about werewolves because question number 4 is, would you rather date Edward Cullen or the Loch Ness Monster?
Oh, wow. I mean, one's a slimy lake monster and the other's Edward Cullen, so...
So do you want sparkles or wetly glistening?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the lake monster, honestly.
Interesting.
You know, always wet, always lubed up, ready to go. You know, can take me on nice cruises. I mean, just in that one lake, but still, it's still a cruise, even if it's a lake.
Well, I mean, if you... Just my limited knowledge of the Loch Ness Monster theory, like, one of it is, like, hollow earth, and there's, like, underground tunnels for her to, like, go other places.
Ooh.
Excuse me. The champagne's already making me burp.
Well, we can get more into the Loch Ness Monster on that episode. I did not know of that, but I'm interested to hear more about her tunnels.
Okay. Question number 5. Would you rather live in a haunted house where you're surrounded by ghosts all the time, or in the Bermuda Triangle where no one at all visits you?
Where no one visits me. I'm gonna have to go with haunted house because I like a good banter and everything. See, I used to live in a frat house, so I'm used to people being around and like constant banter and chaos. So I'm gonna have to go with the haunted house just because I like having things around and things happening. The house would probably be like a hip happening place. So.
Absolutely. Sorry, I got very silent because I was very focused on pouring myself another glass of this champagne. Because it's really good, unlike that champagne we had last week.
Yeah, it is a really good, nice, crisp champagne. I would definitely recommend it. Maybe for your wedding, your bat mitzvah, maybe if you're in labor, just casual occasions.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's Asti, so it's sweeter than the Brut. So last week, Paul and I saw a thing on TikTok where it was fast food wine pairings, and our two greatest vices in this world are booze and fast food. And one of the ones that really caught our eye was that Brut champagne goes well with KFC. Paul was a fan. I was not.
Oh, well, I do like KFC in general. Had it a ton growing up. I thought it went well together. The nice crispiness with the light chicken, because I feel like chicken is a lighter meat.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Well, it is what? Oh, no, it is very lean.
Yeah. Where steak is more like filling and heavy, chicken's like light.
Yeah.
So pairing it with lighter things like the champagne we did and everything works.
See, I like KFC and I do like champagne. However, I felt like, and we got different things. He had a sandwich. I had just chicken strips.
Yeah.
And my chicken strips, like the herbs and spices were a little tangy, and then trying to like wash it down with the champagne, there was a little too much going on because champagne is a drier wine.
Oh, that makes okay. When you say it like that doesn't sound like a good time, but I had a good time. So maybe I was just a little buzzed.
We have to do it again, but get a bucket of the chicken and do it that way.
True. Yeah, we'll try it next time with the bucket of chicken.
Okay.
And Lord knows we'll be back to that KFC.
Well, not that KFC, a KFC.
Oh, tea.
We have one more question. And that is, would you rather the Kennedy assassination or the moon landing be a conspiracy?
Ooh, which one would I rather be fake? Ooh, probably the assassination, because I wouldn't have hope. There's hope getting off the planet, hope for exploring, things like that. If that's fake, that just means we're stuck here, and I don't want to be stuck here. I mean, I got bills and things here. If I could leave and go to another planet without all my bills, without just all the BS that'd be happening right now, I'm there.
You heard
Trust
it here,
and
folks.
Believe.
The moon landing was real, but LBJ killed Kennedy.
And yeah, I'm not sure who two of those people were, but yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So another thing that we're going to do is, especially for this first episode, is because Paul and I both read tarot, we're going to do a little tarot pull.
Ooh, get a little pull, a little
just
card.
See what's in store for us as a podcast. Are we going to go viral? Are we going to be able to go on tour and do live shows? More importantly, are we going to be able to quit our corporate sellout job and do this full time?
Right. Well, let's pull the tarot cards, see what the fates have in order. Let's see what they said. Ooh, sorry, I'm talking over your card shuffle ASMR.
This is now an ASMR podcast. I'm going to whisper from now on.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to get those long acrylic nails and just tap on the microphone whenever I feel like it.
Oh my gosh. Start making those boyfriend ASMR videos.
And then the alien comes into your room with a long metal stick and begins to probe you.
That did sound oddly sensual.
I mean, aren't all alien abductions somewhat... I heard recently, because I do listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts, all the alien abductions are oddly sensual, and one that I was listening to, a psychologist was it's a sexual repression hallucination.
That's wild.
Yeah, we'll get into that later.
That's a whole other episode.
All right, our 3-card pull. Oh, I like this. So I just did a 3-card pull, and excuse me, the champagne's really making me burp. I really don't want to burp in our listeners' ears. So the first card is the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups, so Knights are all about messages and action. And Cups is all about the ebb and flow of emotion. And I love this card because it's an older knight who is bearing a silver goblet on an older, gaunter horse. Mm-hmm. And it really symbolizes fulfillment coming after a long quest, which this has been 2 years in the planning.
And we probably have a long quest ahead of us, too. This is only episode 1, so long ways to go.
Card number 2 is the 4 of Wands. This is a really good card. It means celebration and good tidings and good things to come. And card number 3 is the Knight of Coins, which means that we're about to come into some physical prosperity, which, please let me quit my corporate job.
Right. Honestly, the whole time you were shuffling, I was like, oh god, he's going to draw the death card. He's going to get the tower.
Okay, so when I pulled out the Knight of Cups, and it came out upside down, and I don't do reverse when I read tarot.
Neither do I.
And so, but like, I just saw this old gaunt man, and I thought, oh fuck, it's the death card. We're done.
Oh jeez. But we got a good reading, good start to a great podcast. What do you think they have in store for the next episodes? What do they have to look forward to, DJ?
So on this episode, both Paul and I know what's coming next because I've talked for so long about wanting to do this episode, and I don't want to reveal it for those of you who are listening, and actually we'll see it next up, but oh well, a little surprise. But normally I'm just going to surprise Paul with what we're going to talk about and just ambush him.
Okay, so I'm going in blind.
You're going in blind, except for episode 1, which we're recording right after this because I've talked long and hard, that's what she said, about what we're going to do. Paul looks so uncomfortable when I made that joke.
No, you just beat me to it. I was going to think of something, but you beat me to it.
All right, Paul, well, do you want to call it quits on the pilot and so we can begin recording episode number 1?
Sure, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this pilot episode of us.
And we hope you keep your crypts tight.
And your quirks loose.
Bye.